Between 2022 and 2024, Canada anticipates receiving nearly 10.5 million extra immigrants. There are several relocation pathways to Canada. However, out of the various choices available, we'll go over the simplest and quickest ways for you to relocate to Canada in 2023 in this video. To make sure you don't waste too much time processing your immigration, these methods have a high acceptance rate and quick visa processing times. The last route I shall discuss is the easiest route. It can take you to Canada in a month and is extremely quick. In order to learn more about that route, make sure you watch this video to the end. Firstly, it is important to know the steps or procedures involved in your pursuit of migration. Hence, in moving to Canada, it is advisable to keep a checklist which should include the following. Gather information to know whether you need a visa or not. Get to know the different immigration pathways and pick the most suitable pathway for you. I shall be discussing the immigration pathways in this video. Next, prepare the required document for the chosen immigration pathway. Submit your application for the pathway you have chosen. Wait for the approval of your application. Prepare for the journey. Zoom, move to Canada. It could really be that simple. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, kindly do so, in order to enjoy more informative content from my channel. Remember to like, share, and click the notification bell to keep you notified of every new content. So, let's get started. The pathways I shall be discussing here are currently some of the most popular ways for overseas applicants to migrate to Canada. The first on my list is the Provincial Nominee Program, PNP. This program is primarily for skilled workers who have the training and expertise necessary to support the economy of a particular province. This is applicable to those who wish to settle there and acquire citizenship. Each of these provinces has its own immigration stream that prioritizes particular immigrant groups and has particular requirements. Depending on the situation, these initiatives might be aimed at students, business people, skilled workers, or semi-skilled workers. This program strictly adheres to the processing time and goal. Depending on the nomination stream program you're applying for, how you submit will vary. You must satisfy the province's eligibility criteria in order to submit an application. There are 11 provinces presently taking part in this program. The provinces are Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Saskatchewan, and Yukon. For example, in Alberta, the program is called the Alberta Nominee Program. The same applies to the other 10 provinces. Depending on the nomination region, there are different requirements and eligibility. If chosen, you can submit an online application for permanent resident. Please note that the province of Quebec does not have a provincial nomination program. Instead, they offer a program known as the Quebec Selected Skilled Workers Program, which enables foreign applicants who meet the province's skill requirements to file for immigration to Quebec. If approved, the applicant become a Canadian citizen who reside in that province. The advantages. There is a lot to be said for the fact that permanent residents admitted through a provincial nomination program have been personally selected by their destination province. Knowing that they are genuinely wanted locally will help them settle into life in Canada. Beyond this more subjectively emotional benefit, there are some more instantly useful benefits. Leave the door open for people to immigrate to Canada legally through the basic provincial nominee program streams if they are not qualified for express entry. How much does it cost? Cost depends on the province in the stream you are applying to. Some provinces allow individuals to make an expression of interest in immigrating to their province free of charge, with fees to be paid if or when an invitation to apply to the PNP is issued and a subsequent applications submitted. How long does it take? This is a two-step process application, therefore processing times include a provincial processing stage and a federal processing stage, and both stages should be taken into account when considering the overall time it may take from start to finish. The second pathway is the Skilled Worker Immigration Program. Canada accepts more than 400,000 immigrants annually under this immigration program. Notably, about 60% of immigrants come to Canada to work as skilled employees. This workforce has easy access to permanent resident status, allowing them to relocate to Canada with their families. Through the Express Entry Application Management System, which I will later discuss solely in this video, skilled workers can immigrate to Canada permanently. The other method is through the Provincial Nominee Program, which I previously discussed, and which also includes targeted federal programs for Quebec skilled workers. The requirements for federal skilled workers include having at least 1 year of experience in a chosen field before submitting an application for permanent resident. You must also show that you meet or exceed the test results from a designated language testing organization, such as the IELTS. The advantages: over 10,000 applicants move to Canada every year using this method, making it the country's premier immigration program. This offers a special chance for people and families all around the world to move to Canada even if they have no prior connections there. How much does it cost? Applying for this program may cost about $2,000, including the cost of educational language assessments, documents, and payment of fees. How long does it take? Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, aims to process applications within 6 months. The third option is the study pathway. The study pathway is an additional method of immigration to Canada. Several thousands of international students migrate to Canada for study through this pathway. A lot of Canadian universities and colleges offer fast-paced admissions processes to international students. After completing their studies in Canada, many foreign students choose to settle in Canada permanently. Consequently, on completion of these programs, students can choose from a variety of immigration programs to attain permanent resident status. The other programs, which will be discussed hereafter, provide international students accelerated graduation pathways to become permanent residents of Canada. The fourth pathway is through the post-graduation work permits. In Canada, the Post-Graduation Work Permit, PGWP, is a key component of the immigration system. This permit allows foreign graduates from Canadian universities and colleges to work there for up to 3 years after graduation. Additionally, it aids in the transfer of foreign students to Canadian permanent residency. Canada created this program in order to encourage international students and graduates to choose a long-term career in the nation. The Post-Graduation Work Permit program helps to achieve this goal by enabling graduates of participating Canadian post-secondary institutions to earn valuable Canadian work experience. With this experience, graduates can benefit from permanent resident immigration programs that reward Canadian work experience, including the Canadian Experience class, in addition to earning professionally. Depending on how long the applicant's Canadian study program was, a post-graduation employment permit may be valid for up to 3 years. Additionally, because it is an open work permit, its holder is free to work wherever in Canada. Additionally, employers are not required to get a Labour Market Impact Assessment, LMIA, prior to the employee's start of employment in Canada. Number 5 on the list is the Family Class Sponsorship. Family Class Sponsorship is another immigration program that would allow you to move to Canada without having a job offer. This program is for those who have a permanent resident family member in Canada. Through this pathway, individuals who are either permanent residents or Canadian citizens can sponsor their loved ones or relatives to join them in Canada permanently. The sponsor must be a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident to be eligible to sponsor a relative or loved one. This is the best and simplest option for you to come to Canada if your spouse, parents, or other family members are citizens or permanent residents in Canada. Number 6 is the Economic and Business Immigration Pathway. Another option of migration is the economic and business immigration stream. This pathway is aimed at business people who possess the abilities to promote provincial economic growth and employment creation. The simplest approach to immigrate to Canada, if you have business ownership or management experience, would be through a federal or provincial business immigration program. The Canadian federal government offers immigration opportunities to anyone who intends to work for themselves or launch a business. This immigration scheme calls for a sizable investment in the business you want to launch in Canada. Depending on the program you're interested in, a certain amount may be necessary. With an investment in your business project, you can get a business work permit, and after 12 months, you are eligible to apply for a permanent residency visa. Number 7. Canadian Experience Class Program. Canadian Experience Class is an additional route. You can pursue permanent immigration to Canada via this route, after successfully completing at least 1 year of skilled work experience as a foreign worker in Canada within the previous 3 years. How does it work? Candidates must create an express entry profile and be invited to apply for immigration before submitting an application through express entry. What are the advantages of this pathway? Candidates in this pathway must have accumulated at least 1 year of work experience in Canada. Hence, these candidates have an advantage over other applicants in the entrance pool, because this is a factor that the comprehensive ranking system places a high weight on. Applications are handled fast because there is little documentation needed, frequently in 3 to 4 months. It is not necessary for applicants to provide proof of settlement funds. How long does it take? The Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, aims to process applications within 6 months, though in some cases, Canadian Experience Class applications have been found to be processed more quickly. Before we talk about the 8th pathway, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so, because we have a lot of exciting and informative content just for you. Please like, share, and click the notification bell. Number 8 is the Atlantic Immigration Program. Another way to immigrate to Canada is through the Atlantic Immigration Program. It is intended for highly qualified foreign workers and foreign graduates from a Canadian university who wish to work and reside in any of Canada's Atlantic provinces, including Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Labrador. Employers can use this program to find competent overseas workers for positions they haven't been able to fill locally. Employers who want to take advantage of this initiative identify qualified applicants and extend employment offers to them. Before recruiting qualified foreign applicants, they are not required to perform a labor market effect analysis. Once the candidate accepts the offer, the employer will connect them with designated organizations that will help them develop a settlement plan and offer them a temporary work permit before applying for permanent resident. The Atlantic Immigration Program is divided into 3 subprograms, which are the Atlantic High Skilled Program, the Atlantic Intermediate Skilled Program, and the Atlantic International Graduate Program. The last relocation pathway I shall be discussing today is the Canada Express Entry Pathway. Canada Express Entry Pathway is the most popular and efficient program. It is an online system designed to control the flow of immigration applications to Canada. Candidates that submit an express entrance application are eligible to become permanent residents. Canada intends to invite more than 500,000 foreign applicants through the 3 express entry streams of Federal Skilled Worker, FSW, Canadian Experience Class, CEC, and Federal Skilled Trades over the course of the next 3 years. FST. Express entry requires the submission of an online profile that is graded using Canada's thorough ranking system, CRS. You must first be eligible for one of the aforementioned streams in order to submit an express entry profile. After that, the Government of Canada will send invitations to the top-scoring applicants in the express entry pool to apply for permanent residence. Tradespeople, graduates, and skilled international employees who speak English or French are eligible for this route. Candidates of any age are welcome, but younger workers who want to immigrate to Canada are given preference. What are the advantages? Over 80% of applications are approved within 6 months, making it the fastest way to immigrate to Canada. The entire process can be completed online, and it is simple to monitor the progress of your application. How much does it cost? Applying for this program yourself may cost about $2,000, including the cost of educational language assessments, documents, and payment of fees. How long does it take? This program could take about 4 to 6 months from when you submit the application. In advance of this, additional time may be required to complete any relevant tests and obtain documents. Why not look into any of the possibilities presented in this video and realize your goal of moving to Canada? If you found this video to be useful, please give it a thumbs up and turn on the notifications to receive more fantastic contents. Thanks for watching.